You all ever wonder where redneck came from? You know 'em when you see 'em? Pickup truck? Check. Gun rack? Probably. American flag waving proudly? You betcha. That's a redneck, all right. But have you ever wondered where that word came from? I'm talking about the history of redneck. It ain't all beer drinking and mud bogging, folks. There's a story behind that name, a story that goes back further than a possum's memory. We're going to dig into the true origins of the word redneck, separate fact from fiction, and maybe, just maybe, learn a thing or two. Stick with me, y'all. It'll be a hoot. Let's rewind the clock back to the late 1800s. Picture West Virginia, the heart of coal country. Miners working hard, covered in coal dust. They were the backbone of America, these guys, and they weren't afraid to get their hands dirty. Now, these miners, they wore bandanas around their necks to keep the dust out of their lungs. And guess what? After a long day in the mines, those bandanas weren't exactly white anymore. Nope, they were stained red from the iron ore in the coal dust. That's right, folks, the first rednecks were those hard-working miners, proudly wearing their red bandanas as a badge of honor. Now, those miners weren't just any old folks. Many of them were Scots-Irish immigrants, tough as nails and proud of their heritage. They came to America looking for a better life, and they found it in the coal mines. The Scots-Irish were known for their independence, their grit, and their love of freedom. They were also known for their fair skin, which tended to turn red in the sun. So, the term redneck might have also been a nod to their complexion and their fiery spirit. Either way, it's clear that the term redneck was initially associated with hard work, determination, and a strong sense of community. Section 4. From miners to moonshiners, rednecks defy the law. Time marches on and the term redneck starts to spread. It wasn't just for miners anymore, it started to describe anyone who lived a rural lifestyle, folks who worked the land, lived off the grid, and weren't afraid to bend the rules a little. Take moonshiners, for example. During Prohibition, these fellas were making their own liquor, hiding it from the law in the hollers and backwoods. They were resourceful, independent, and more than a little rebellious. Sound familiar? The redneck spirit was alive and well, even if it meant outsmarting the government every now and then. Section 5. The South rises again in the dictionary. Redneck gets political. Fast forward to the 1950s and 60s. Now redneck starts to take on a more complicated meaning. The civil rights movement was shaking things up, and suddenly redneck was used by some to describe folks who were against integration and social change. It became a derogatory term, a way to dismiss and belittle people from the rural South, painting them as ignorant and prejudiced. That's a far cry from those hard-working miners we talked about earlier. It's a shame, really, how a word can be twisted and used as a weapon. But hey, that's politics for you.